Have you ever wondered why some people achieve everything they set their minds to, while others, equally talented, remain stuck? In the next few minutes, you'll discover the rules that all great achievers throughout history have followed, and that, if you apply them today, will transform your life immediately. The power of unwavering focus is the first step to becoming the best in any area of your life. Napoleon Hill, after studying the most successful people of his time, discovered something crucial. Focus is not just a skill, it's a transformative power that separates the extraordinary from the mediocre. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve, Hill said, but only when you concentrate all your mental energy on a specific goal. Think about it. Every time you divide your attention between multiple objectives, you dilute your power. It's like trying to cut a log with 5 saws at once instead of using just one with all your strength. Most people live scattered, trying to do 1,000 things at once, jumping from one idea to another, and then wonder why they don't achieve exceptional results. To master the power of focus, start with this exercise. Take a sheet of paper and write down the one goal that, if achieved, would transform all areas of your life. Don't write 3, don't write 5, just 1. Now, for the next 30 days, dedicate the first 30 minutes of each morning exclusively to actions that bring you closer to that goal. No distractions, no exceptions. You'll see how the power of unwavering focus begins to manifest in tangible results. If you want to accelerate your growth, subscribe right now to this channel where we share proven strategies every week to master your mind and achieve your goals. When you master focus, something begins to change inside you. But there's a second element equally powerful: relentless persistence in the face of obstacles. And that's what we'll talk about in the next point. Unwavering persistence is what separates those who desire success from those who achieve it. Napoleon Hill expressed it powerfully. Persistence is to character what carbon is to steel. He observed that all people who achieved great accomplishments went through moments where everything seemed lost, where logic dictated giving up, but precisely there, at that breaking point, they decided to persist. The problem is that most people quit just before success. Has it happened to you that you've started projects with enthusiasm only to abandon them halfway when the first difficulties appear? That's the trap that eliminates 95% of people from the path to success. Hill discovered something fascinating. Failure is never final unless you decide it is. Every obstacle has embedded within it the seed of an equivalent or greater advantage, but only persistence allows you to discover it. Think about Thomas Edison, one of the cases Hill studied in depth. He didn't fail 10,000 times trying to create the electric light bulb. He discovered 10,000 ways that didn't work, each one bringing him closer to the solution. To strengthen your persistence, practice this exercise. Identify the biggest obstacle you currently face and ask yourself, what advantage might be hidden in this problem? Then, instead of running away from the challenge, commit to taking one step toward it every day, no matter how small. Repeat this phrase every morning. Obstacles don't stop me. They strengthen me and reveal opportunities that others can't see. Persistence isn't just continuing. It's continuing with unshakable conviction when everything seems to indicate you should give up. Do you notice how by combining focus with persistence, you're already beginning to distance yourself from the majority? But there's a third element that exponentially multiplies your power, something Napoleon Hill discovered by studying the giants of his era: the power of positive self-suggestion. The power of programming your subconscious mind through self-suggestion determines not only what you achieve, but who you become in the process. Napoleon Hill observed that all successful people had developed, consciously or not, the ability to direct their thoughts toward what they desired, not toward what they feared. Your dominant thoughts manifest themselves in dominant actions, Hill stated. The problem is that most people allow their minds to be fertile ground for negative thoughts, doubts, and fears that sabotage their actions even before they begin. Your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's vividly imagined. Every time you tell yourself this is too difficult or I don't have what it takes, you're literally programming your brain to find evidence that confirms those limitations. Have you ever wondered why sometimes you feel internal resistance, even toward goals you consciously desire? It's your mental programming working against you. The exercise that will transform your internal dialogue is this. Write your main goal on a card, along with the exact date you will achieve it, and underneath write, "I know I have the ability to achieve this goal. My subconscious mind will work day and night to show me the way." Read this affirmation 3 times a day. Upon waking, at noon and before sleeping, not as a mechanical ritual but feeling the absolute truth of these words. After 30 days, you'll observe how your internal resistance dissolves and opportunities appear that you couldn't see before. If you really want to master your mind to achieve extraordinary results, hit the notification bell right now, because every week we'll delve deeper into these proven techniques that have transformed thousands of ordinary people into exceptional leaders. Self-suggestion reconfigures your internal dialogue, but there's a 4th element equally powerful: making definitive decisions. And that's what we'll talk about in the next point. The ability to make quick decisions and stick to them is a defining characteristic of successful people. In his exhaustive research, Napoleon Hill discovered that the most outstanding leaders shared this quality: immediate decision-making and perseverance in it. The world has the habit of making way for the man whose words and actions show that he knows where he is going, wrote Hill. Indecision, on the other hand, is a form of self-sabotage that drains your energy and erodes your confidence. How many opportunities have you lost while contemplating the pros and cons? How much mental energy have you wasted on decisions you could have made in minutes? The fundamental problem is that we seek absolute certainty before deciding, when certainty is impossible in a world of infinite variables. Great leaders don't have more information than you. They've simply accepted that decisive action amid uncertainty is the only path to real progress. Henry Ford, one of the subjects Hill studied in depth, made the decision to create an accessible automobile when all the experts told him it was impossible. He didn't wait for guarantees, he decided and then found the way. To strengthen your decision muscle, practice this exercise. For 1 week, set a time limit for each decision based on its importance. For everyday decisions, 30 seconds. For medium impact decisions, 30 minutes. For important decisions, maximum 24 hours. Once the time expires, decide and commit fully to your choice without looking back. Repeat to yourself, "My decisions are definitive, and I commit to turning them into success through my persistent action." You'll see how your capacity for action multiplies while the majority remains paralyzed in indecision. Definitive decision creates momentum, but there's a 5th element that unifies all the previous ones and elevates your capability to extraordinary levels: the power of the mastermind. The mastermind principle is perhaps the most powerful of all Napoleon Hill's discoveries. After studying the titans of his era, from Andrew Carnegie to Thomas Edison, Hill concluded, "No human mind is self-sufficient. The mind, stimulated by contact with other minds, develops greater power than when it functions alone." This principle reveals why some people seem to achieve more in a year than others in a lifetime. It's not just hard work, it's the synergy created by intentionally surrounding yourself with minds aligned with your vision. Think about this. Who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Their habits, beliefs, and level of ambition are silently shaping your destiny. Most people surround themselves with individuals who reinforce their comfort zone, who normalize mediocrity, or who subtly discourage growth. It is better to be alone than in bad company, Hill said. But the ideal is to deliberately create your circle of influence. Have you noticed how your energy and mental clarity change depending on who you spend time with? Some people elevate you, while others drain your motivation and focus. It's not a coincidence, it's the law of the mastermind in action. The transformative exercise to implement this principle is simple but profound. Identify 3 people who are already achieving what you want to accomplish. They can be direct mentors, public figures whose content you consume, or even authors whose books inspire you. Commit to exposing yourself to their ideas at least 30 minutes daily. Simultaneously, reduce the time you spend with people who question your goals or reinforce limiting patterns. You don't need elaborate explanations. Simply realign your time with your vision. As Hill stated, "Tell me who you hang out with, And I'll tell you who you are, but also who you will become. If you want to delve deeper into how to apply these 5 principles in your daily life, share this video right now with someone who needs to hear this message, and comment below which of these principles resonates with you the most. We've covered the 5 fundamental principles that Napoleon Hill discovered in his study of over 500 of the most successful people of his time. The unwavering focus that concentrates all your energy on a single main goal, the relentless persistence that transforms obstacles into opportunities, the positive self-suggestion that programs your subconscious mind to work in your favor, the definitive decision-making that generates momentum and eliminates paralysis, and finally, the exponential power of the mastermind that multiplies your capabilities through synergy with other aligned minds. These principles are not abstract theories. They are proven laws that have created fortunes, built empires, and transformed ordinary lives into extraordinary ones. The question is no longer whether they work, but whether you will have the courage to apply them consistently. The path to becoming the best in your field is not complex, but it's not easy either. It requires a definitive decision on your part. As Hill discovered, success does not come to you, you go to it. And that movement begins with an internal declaration of who you are and who you have decided to become. I challenge you to comment below with this declaration to solidify your commitment. I choose to apply these principles every day. My focus is unwavering, my persistence relentless, my thoughts positive, my decisions definitive, and my circle of influence uplifting. From today, you are not the same person who started watching this video. You have been exposed to principles that have created some of the greatest achievements in human history. If you apply them, if you make them part of your identity, your life will begin to transform in ways you can barely imagine now. Subscribe now, hit the bell, and share this message with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. And your mind, now equipped with these principles, is ready to achieve greatness.